I don't know if you picked the best time to visit Evermore, but if you know how to use that weapon, I expect you will be treated as an honored guest. Please excuse... Ah, my true king. I knew he had not forgotten us. I am certain there are many ways you can help. You should speak to Duke Renchant if you haven't already. Oh, and Queen Argela's handmaiden. She's very sharp. I, for one, am very glad Faharajad sent you. Many here and Evermore believe the rest of the Covenant has forgotten us. I, for one, am...
You're welcome to Evermore, stranger. You look like someone who's seen your share of battle. And in a time like this, that makes you a valuable commodity. You should speak with guard captain.
I can't do my... I know there's a war afoot and all that, but there's a problem here at the graveyard. The corpses are climbing out of their graves. I promise, this isn't my fault. No, I don't know nothing. I was just bringing Prince Adrian in here to lay him to rest in the royal crypt. But when these walking bones started popping up, I ran for it. It's up there a ways, outside the royal crypt. One of the prince's knights stayed there to protect him. She can be noble if she wants, but I'd rather be alive. I do feel bad. If you could find a way to get all those corpses back in the ground while you're up there, I sure would appreciate that. I can't make it. Died in a battle with the Reachmen, right there, with King Aemond. You have to feel for the Queen. First she loses her daughter.
The prince has risen. It's a miracle. I thought the gods had abandoned us, but I couldn't.
What's going on here? I don't understand any of this. Last thing I remember, we were fighting the Reachmen outside Northglen. I saw my father fall. I tried to get to him, and then... How am I having this conversation? I mean, I feel... But then, why am I not ambling about mindlessly trying to kill the living? Isn't that... I don't know. If the dead here are rising and this is the royal crypt, have any of my ancestors risen? Maybe they can give us... I know it's unlikely, but I'm hoping that if I'm alive... No. It's tradition for the kings of Evermore to be entombed at Bankerai Garrison. My poor mother. I didn't even think of it. But this must have been torture for her. No. To be honest, I only know of the kings who've been entombed.
I thought the gods had abandoned us, but I couldn't have been it.
This tomb was built to hold royal remains, but none remain within. The remains of the royal family have vacated this place. They return to the land of living to follow the anointed and to avenge their bloodline. Arche himself, of course. His church sits nearby. These grounds are consecrated in... A mortal cannot hope to understand the will of the divine.
Whatever was in the royal crypt, at least it doesn't appear to have been lethal. Tell me, though, did you learn anything? Any explanation for my unexpected return to life? Then the gods do want something of me. I guess it's a second chance. A chance to redeem my father, myself. Why else would they have brought me back? It's all starting to make sense now. I don't know for certain, but when you said it, something about it just feels right. That seals the deal, then. We should make preparations. I'm feeling stronger by the...
There you are. I was beginning to worry. It seems that more and more of the dead are rising every minute. Did you learn anything? Really? Maybe he's right, talking about an undead army. But if I do. I tried holy water on one and it seemed to do the trick. If you'll...
You know an army of undead.
It's a priest of Arche, but something's wrong with him. He's just completely ignoring me. I'm not sure how I might have offended him, but if the blessing on Prince Adrian comes from Arche, the priest should be able to help us. I think he's had ample time to pray at this point. With all due respect to him and to the gods, we need answers here.
O Divine Lord, protector of the eternal balance between life and death, I beseech you, remove this dark curse from your sacred ground. Shh! Or do you revel in the defilement of sacred law? These burial grounds are cursed, and I am pleading with Arche to reveal the source of the corruption. It did? That would be quite a surprise, considering Arche is opposed to undeath in all its forms. Do you think the gods simply... The prince has risen as well? This scenario grows more foul by the hour. I don't know. I should see Prince Adrian. That's the only way to ascertain if he's truly touched by the god. In the meantime, it might help me to commune with Arche if we stopped the dark spirits from defiling the other monuments. No. Your impatient friend here can escort me to the prince. I need your help with the spirits defiling the monuments. Destroy the defilers, and then I will have the clarity I need. After that...
do you fear me, priest? Is it because I can control what you cannot?
Your Highness, I'm sure he means no offense. Please, calm yourself.
As long as he treats me with the respect I deserve, we won't have a problem.
I'm out of my depth here. If it comes to blows, I can't raise my sword against Prince Adrian, but I can't stand by and watch him strike down an unarmed priest either. Well, the good news is the undead didn't attack us. They actually bowed to Prince Adrian. Well, we tested that out, and dripped some holy water on Prince Adrian's hand. We saw skeletons digging up corpses and piling them up in the mausoleums as death shrines.
I suspect this priest has fallen from Arce's favor.
You're going to cleanse the mausoleums.
Why do you work against me? Would you have the prince spurn this blessing? The priest fears the unknown. That is why he refuses to acknowledge the gift the prince has been given. But why do you so? The priest is blinded by his preconceptions of power. This is a blessing for all of you. Regard power and opportunity as corruption. Such has all.
I tried to stop him, but it was all I could do just to keep him from killing. The prince went into a rage. He started shouting at Father Quiston. The doors won't open. I don't know if he...
Damn it! I knew this would happen! If it had been anyone else, I would have put him to rest right... No. This is the only door, and the beast has locked it from the... Damn it! I knew this would happen!
And the thorn in my side returns. Your prince has accepted the gift I offered. He is a visionary. He sees beyond. He suffered enough in life. In death, I am giving him the glory he deserves. I told him, by giving in to my guidance, together we could purge this land of all our enemies. He was willing to make this sacrifice. You should honor his decision. I may not be a god, but with the strength of the prince's soul, my powers are considerable. Come, see for yourself.
prince has accepted the truth. The force that has brought him back from...
He came out and now he's begging us to kill him. Whatever happened in there,
That certainly wasn't my finest hour. But I thought it was RK. I thought he was giving me a second chance. There's nothing more foul than this creature's deception. It must have hailed from the depths of oblivion itself. Death. Death and destruction. It would have given me vengeance against my enemies, but it wouldn't have stopped there. It will never stop unless we stop it. Even now, I can sense the darkness inside, gaining strength again. Please, kill me. Yes, the life force inside me is evil through and through. Thank you.
If you have said your goodbyes, Prince Adrian, it is time.
Wait. Are you sure there's no other way?
It's all right, Valyri. I accept it. And you must too. You served me in life and saved me in death. I can be in peace now. This chill. I remember it. Goodbye, Valyri.
It is done. His body and soul are at rest.
It's done then. He can now rest again. For good this time. I did everything in my power to protect him. If I could have taken the death blow on the battlefield, I would have done it. I'll return to Evermore to serve the crown. I am still a knight. It's my duty. First, though, I will do what I came here to do. I will lay the prince to rest.
Knucklebolts for my necklace!
So you're the one wreaking havoc down there among those hawkers. I've tangled with a Reachman or two in my day, and my helmet's off to anyone who charges into their ranks that way. Don't suppose you've come to enlist in... You have old Strasnock's head? Shows bones. Somebody buy this crazy bastard a cup of mead. If you like to cut off Reachman heads, you've come to the right place, my friend. Good. Take your time, though. Rest up. You've earned it. Did you...
If I am not mistaken, you are a friend to Prince Azal. Safe roads to you, then.
This is absurd. I've committed no crime. And they're just gonna leave me here. I would say to Rut, but I will never get that chance. I'll be...
If you have a moment, I would appreciate a word. Pardon my intrusion, but I would speak to you on behalf of Queen Argella. I am her handmaiden. The Queen has heard of your recent accomplishments, and she asked me to make a private request on her behalf. He is. The Queen stepped aside, but she remains the rightful ruler of the kingdom, and she still cares deeply for its people. Even now, in mourning, she attends to wounded soldiers and refugees in the chapel, but she has other concerns as well. Quite frankly, she's concerned about the city's defenses, but of course, she cannot publicly question the Duke's policies. This is why we were hoping you could discreetly investigate to see if there's any merit to some of the rumors we've heard. Her Majesty would ask you to inspect the defenses at the East Gate and ask the former guard captain, Sir Jarnet, for his assessment of the Duke's strategy. If you are willing, the Queen also wishes to know why a refugee was put in the stocks. I know Her Majesty would appreciate if you gave these matters the highest priority. After you've completed your investigation, come speak to the Queen at the Chapel of St. Pellin. If there are problems, she should know as soon as possible. Sadly, I expect you are most likely to find him in the tavern, drinking away his sorrows. After Princess Alara was killed while under his protection, the Queen herself demanded he step down. He was crushed. By no means does she wish to reinstate him, but Sir Jarnet was the captain of the guard here in Evermore for more than a decade. He was a longtime friend of King Aemond as well. The Queen simply wants to... If we knew that, we wouldn't have to ask for your assistance. The bottom line is that the Queen deferred to Duke Renshin. Just vague rumors. Let's face it, our forces were devastated in the last battle with the Reachmen. With the city in such dire straits, the Queen is determined to avoid controversy. If people heard she was inquiring as to the state of the city's defenses, there would be an uproar. If you conduct the inquiries, however...
This is absurd. I've committed no crime. And they're just gonna leave me here. For speaking the truth, nothing more. The Imperial Army has just conquered the largest city in southern Bankarai. And mark my words, they will come here next. Because I have just come from Holland Stand. The Imperials infiltrated the city and seized it overnight. They enslaved half the population. They will do the same here. But when I suggested this to the guards, they locked me up. They said I was spreading half-truths and paranoid delusions. They said the people here have had enough fear with the Reachmen and cannot afford to hear my ravings. Please, you must get me out of here. I don't want to be eaten by crows.
Truth is silenced. It is the people who are shackled. The people eye the north with fearful eyes, but it's from the south that the storm approaches. an open mind, one hears truth, however dark it may be. No! The telling has already been done. I am here to listen and to watch. I'm a crow. What more? No trinkets, but the box has not been opened. The time for gifts has not yet. Great gifts often appear. I know what I see, but it is not me who needs to know. It's you. I know this is a desperate city in desperate times, but this is not the gift the city needs.
Well?
Who are you? Can't you see I'm having a drink with my friend here? Might as well embrace the crows. They're here to stay. If anyone goes, it'll be us, not them. With 15 guards and a couple quivers of arrows? Not a chance! Everyone's dead. The king, the prince, the knights and soldiers. The job's almost done, just a few stragglers left. You know who I'm talking about? Me and you, that's who. Renchant, sure. He's realistic, at least. He knows we can't last a day unless we get some help from the outside. Of course, the new guard captain, Huron, doesn't seem to want any help. Sure enough, Huron said he's exploring other options. Don't know what those options are. Don't hear much down here, though. Say, why don't you ask the crow? I swear the thing's talking. Probably knows more than we do. More than me, at least.
When there's no knowledge in the tops, one can witness the larger view. The light hides in a secret told.
Don't trifle with me.
Welcome to...
Those Reachmen, by St. Pellin's sacrifice, they're inhuman. I saw their faces beneath the rotten leathers. Black eyes, like a troll.
May St. Pelin watch over you, traveler. I'm afraid I can't tarry.
Hey, old friend. I apologize for the mess. Yes, the rest of my comrades stand atop the walls of Bankerai Garrison. Only someone had to stay behind to mind the house. Windows need fixing, the roof leaks, the door won't stay closed. I keep busy. Besides, I did it that. This is...
Help me.
So much suffering. So much death. Like my husband and my children, this soldier gave her life forevermore. I wish I could offer her more comfort, but I can only pray with her to gods whose mercy I have come to doubt. Many others are enduring similar losses. I deserve no more compassion than they do. In truth, knowing they share my grief has been a great consolation. You are not here for grieving, though. Oh, of course. Glerica told me. I hope you'll forgive her. Her intentions are good, but she misled you. I would, but at another time. I hope you understand. Thank you for respecting my wishes. Perhaps you can convince Glerica to do the same. She's already off.
Hello there.
Lend a helping hand? That is indeed an immense relief, Yoren. Give us room to breathe, but it doesn't mean we can rest on our laurels.
I know. It's only one victory, Your Grace. But I hope it's a sign of more to come.
I do too, but that's going to require more work on both our parts, and there's nothing for it but to get it done. You're dismissed, Captain. Aha! You must be the hero whose bold deeds Captain Huron was just recounting. Retaking the lighthouse may seem trivial, but in times like these, it's huge. Say, you look like someone I've been hearing quite a bit about. As I expected, your reputation precedes you. You've become something of a legend in the kingdoms of the Daggerfall Covenant. You're certainly welcome in Evermore. These are desperate times. Have you seen much of the city? Indeed. Then by all means, tell me what you discovered. Oh yes, I'm well aware of this. It's unfortunate, but the terms the guild demanded were downright rapacious. Furthermore, the number of mercenaries they could actually muster was almost insignificant. It simply wasn't worth it. I opened our gates to the refugees, but there are limits, and that man was completely mad. Standing outside the castle, shouting that we were all going to die? The people of Evermore are terrified already. We can't afford such nonsense. So you saw those? You are very perceptive. The truth is that we found an ally to help defend the city. I'm not quite ready to make this information public, though. Yes, that is the ship that transported the supplies. There are more supplies being offloaded even now. Please, if you'll just be patient, I'll share all the details in due time. For now, you must stay away from that ship, though. It's off limits. Listen, I can tell that you have an inquisitive nature, and I know your intentions are good, but I cannot risk revealing all my plans just yet. Suffice to say, I've found a way. I'm sure that you realize that with the Reachmen bearing down on us, I have a great many matters to attend to. All right. If you cannot be convinced to let this go, you must understand. Desperate times call for desperate measures. If those Reachmen take this city... I'm sure that you realize... All right. If you cannot be convinced to let this go... You must understand. Desperate times call for desperate measures. If those Reachmen take this city, they are going to kill every man, woman, and child. Anything is better than that. Hear me out. A few weeks ago, Imperial diplomats made an offer. They have a deal with the Reach. If we surrender the city to Imperial authority, the Reachmen cannot attack. Not only will we survive, but we'll also retain considerable autonomy. We don't have a choice, and at this point, you don't either. Steps are being taken as we speak, and there's nothing you can do to stop us from moving forward. You don't even have any proof with which to raise an alarm. As I said before, the Bulse Queen is off-limits to all but its crew and the city guard. You've given me no reason to trust you, so at this point, I think I'll say no more.
Things have never looked worse.
Spare a coin for the needy.
Spare a coin for the needy?
Can't you see I'm busy?
Around my ship.
Funny boat! Funny moon! Crows on the ship, with the crews on the shore. South Button City Wall. One carries the key to open the door. Approach with care, though.
Can't you see I'm busy?
I don't remember inviting you aboard. No, you don't, and I don't mean to let you. Only crew and special guests down there. Anyone else goes down, they'll get cut. I care about two things, my crew and my gold. I don't remember. Go ahead then, take it. Go down there and get yourself killed. It's no skin off my back.
Funny boat! Funny boat!
I always forgive my enemies, but I will remember their names.
Don't be offended. Hates everyone.
I think perhaps I had our assignments wrong. I should have checked the stocks and sent you to check the ship. I shouldn't have come here on my own, but I had a feeling the Duke was making bad decisions. Of course, calling this a bad decision would be an understatement. If we don't do something, he's going to hand the city over to Imperial control. The Queen is going to have to take charge. If this doesn't knock her into her senses, I don't know what will. We need proof, though. Can you untie me and then look around? Anything to prove what they're planning. I'll meet you out on the docks. You just missed it. The ship's captain left the ship and headed toward that alley to the south. The gore-bellied bastards! I knew that ship was carrying more than just supplies. We need to move fast. Can you follow the captain and find out what she's up to? Then take the proof to the Queen. If this doesn't wake her up, nothing will. I'll go and find Sir Jarnet and any other guards who remain loyal. After you've informed the Queen, come and meet me outside the inn.
I'm rather busy right now.
Your cargo's unloaded, and I'm here for payment. I hope you don't come to regret this, Huron.
If I come to regret this, I'd probably be dead anyways. I don't expect you to understand, Captain. Here's your payment.
Thanks. When are you and your allies making your move? I want to make sure I'm long gone by then.
Warming everyone up at the weapons cache in the South Alley in just a few hours. So I'd set sail right away. Kind speed you, Captain.
Can anything hurt so badly?
Somehow I had a feeling I'd see you again. Tell me, has Glerica gotten herself into... Oh, come now, you can't expect me to believe that. Has Glerica resorted to trying to deceive me now? This is a jest, right? Surely, Duke Renchant would never even consider such a thing. I can't believe what I'm reading. How could Renchant be such a fool? Has he given up on defending the kingdom and decided to accept the lesser of two evils? This is simply mad! Of course not, though I can blame myself no less. I'm the one who trusted the fool. He's apparently just a damn coward. You know, Aemond told me Renchant was naive. You've now given me proof of this fact. If the Imperials take Bankrai, it will be a fatal blow to the Covenant. We can't allow Renchant to do this. Damn it, he's leaving me no choice but to take back the throne. I know Glerica will be pleased to hear that. Where is she, by the way? Smart girl. She always has been. I suppose I should have listened to her. Very well. We need to do this smoothly. The city has suffered enough. We don't want a battle in the streets. We need to take time to do this right. How much time do we have? Gods, there goes that idea. You must root out these spies right away, then. Do not use weapons, though. That will cause a panic, and I don't want that. Find Glerica and Sir Jarnet and figure out another way. After you've ensured the city is safe, meet me in the castle, and we'll deal with Duke Renchant. The poor fool probably doesn't even realize he's committed treason. May the gods... No, he needs to watch his cowardly little plan crumble first. I want him demoralized before we confront him. I also want to think about exactly what to say. It has to be good, you know.
Blessings of St. Pelin be upon you. What brings you to the... Ah, yes, our namesake. He's a lesser-known saint, to be sure, but I suspect he'd like it that way. He had many virtues, and chief among them was humility. St. Pelin was a simple beadle who tended to the soldiers of Bankrai garrison. This was long before the knights who bear his name took up residence. In those days, the garrison held off far more than simple armies of men. Vampires, wolves, and faceless shadows that made up a mighty army known as the Grey Host. Such a blasphemous aggregation has not been seen since the First Era. No one bothered to inquire, more than mere slaughter, I should think. Whatever their motives, when they crashed upon the walls of the garrison, they slew hundreds, draining them of their blood and casting down their empty husks. The vampires screamed their dark curses and slammed their claws and leathery wings into the gates of the fortress. St. Pelin knew that only blood might hold them at bay, so he cast himself into the throng and offered his own blood to the creatures. Indeed, the vampires set upon him and began to devour him. But seeing his great courage, our Lord Stendar filled St. Pelin with an ocean of blood such that the vampires drank and drank, but could not drain him dry. So struck by his sacrifice were the soldiers of the garrison that they seized the moment and pushed a tottering battlement down upon the creatures gathered before the gate, destroying them. And every word of it truth. May we all learn from his example to give of ourselves. She's doing Mara's good work, my child. Queen Argella has a warm heart that finds no comfort in the palace. She came here shortly after the death of the king. Not all nobles are born to rule. Her Royal Highness finds her true calling in the simple joys of good work and charity. She would have made a fine priestess had her fate not been otherwise.
Nobody cares at all.
Somebody... I won't last a day.
May St. Pellen watch over you, traveler.
Friends, foes, and fools. Hard to know which. A witness I was, and nothing more. You, Ella, they call me. Those that follow. From the Reach we come to conquer this land, but the enemy of an enemy. My Reachmen march this way. Evermore will be ours, but not if Imperial temporary truce. Neither wants evermore Imperial. You cannot strike down spies, but my crows can. Pretty.
Have you any news from Northglen? My aunt lives there, but I've not seen her among the refugees.
I left Sentinel shortly after the dead started rising.
Divines give me strength. In my time, I've helped both.
I hear you helped drive the damned Imperials out of Satakalam. Long live the Covenant.
I promise you, the Empire has absolutely no connection to the worm cult. Another sharp-minded citizen. Strength. That is the only thing that will stop the invaders. Where can we find a strong army? Why, the Imperials are only a few days' march to the south. Join me, friend. Let us give this city to those who can defend it. Lend a helping hand?
Divines give me strength.
Even the Duke has acknowledged this is the... Here's someone who's seen a battle or two. You... Evermore is doomed without Imperial assistance. Help us.
The rumors about the Empire enslaving civilians are completely untrue. Ah, did you hear the voice of reason and come to listen? Simple. Surrender the city to Imperial control. If the Imperials have Evermore, the Reachmen cannot attack. You will survive, and even better.
I liked you, friend. I did. I'm sorry it had to come to this.
Too much to do in too little time.
What is it?
Can you believe this? The Duke's apparently run off to avoid facing me. After what he's done, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Excellent. Then dealing with the rat I let into the castle is all that remains, if we can just find whatever hole he's scurried into. No, but what about Sir Jarnet and Glerica? All three of you deserve a medal after this is done with. No. Glerica. Glerica is gone? But why? She was an innocent young girl. I knew the Imperials were heartless, but do they have no honor at all? Vincent. He's responsible for this too. Where is that bastard? Yes, he's actually most likely to be down in Eamon's private rooms. Unworthy swine that he is. Will you come with me? I could call the guard, but it might be better if you and I just deal with this quickly and quietly. Vincent, you bastard! I rue the day I gave you the throne. What you've done is nothing less than treason!
Welcome back, Argella. Good work. First, you ran this kingdom into the ground, then you dumped it into my lap. Now the two of you repay me by sabotaging my plans and destroying any hope we had of surviving the Reachman attack. Of course they were. Have you seen the Reachman's numbers? You think you can take them all on yourself? You cut off one head, but there were... Whatever it was, the alternative was death. Listen, there's nothing more to say. If you expect me to apologize and plead for mercy, you're out of luck. I was doing the right thing. Lock me up if you must, but I don't deserve death. Very well then. Argella, my fate is in your hands. You know I made the only rational choice.
I wouldn't call it rational, Renchant. I would call it cowardly. Aemond died defending this kingdom, and you'll die for betraying it. Now that he's been dealt with, we have real work to do. Please, meet me outside.
That's the first time I've seen Queen Argella in the castle in days. The people...
My estate lies in ashes and the Queen does nothing. Thank the eight that Duke Renchant ruled.
Thank you for dealing with that situation. I know it wasn't pleasant, but life just isn't always a pleasant thing. Certainly not in my case. Nevertheless, we have responsibilities we cannot simply ignore. Glarica taught me that. And you, of course. I know. I feel partially responsible for her death. But if I give in to remorse or sorrow, I would be doing her a dishonor. From now on, I'm going to honor Aemond's legacy, rule as he would have, as he and Glarica would want me to. No matter what the future holds, Evermore is deeply indebted to you, as I am too. In times like these, we all need a hero like you, to remind us that no matter how bad things get, there's always hope.
Is that the sound of battle I hear? Tell the Queen the truth. Her reign will soon end. We are enemies again, you and I. The Imperial's tricks are undone, but your stone city will still fall. Through Crow's eyes, I spy your weak defenses. These lands belong to you. Don't need a crow's eyes to see this. Use your own. Look north. If you do not spy my arm, the sooner your fate is accepted, the better we will all feel. I am queen of this land.
I hope you'll forgive me for being blunt, but under the circumstances, there's no time for social niceties. I am still in awe of what you've done to save the city, but did I just see you talking to a crow? So that's why all these crows have descended on the city? Gods, I knew it wasn't a coincidence. Fine, I'll give every guard a bow. I think it's time for us to do some bird hunting. First, though, if you spoke to their leader, what did she say? I see. Not really much of a surprise. The Reachmen are bearing down on Northglen already. We've already sent every soldier we can spare, but there's little chance of turning the tide of battle. Your presence there might make all the difference. Once you get there, I'm sure the Reachmen won't know what hit them. Look for Sergeant Anteve in Northglen. He was just sent there, but with Captain Huron dead, he's one of my most senior officers. I suppose I'll need to give him a promotion. Sure, he could probably use some encouragement. Tell him I'm going to promote him to lieutenant, assuming we defeat the Reachmen, of course.
You won't hurt me, will you?
Help me. I'm desperate.
This is unbearable.
I wasn't always a beggar.
I, for one, am very glad for Haraja.
Could you help me out?
What do you want?
Adept, Shalador must have found you. Very glad to see you again. I've translated the final book, and we're ready to monkey rum butter. No, I'm just very tired. Thanks to Shalador, we were able to decipher the deeper ritual hidden within the tomes as a set. He's ready and waiting. Together you'll perform the ritual that will... perform like a dancing midget! Just focus on the task at hand. I've prepared the ritual space, as you can see. Here are the books. Take them and place them on the pillars of light around the hall. They'll focus the power of the books for the Archmage. I'll be able to rest soon enough, Adept. Shalador is the only reason I was able to finish. His enthusiasm and energy sustained me through this difficult trial. Please, Adept, I'm going to be fine. As I said, translation of the books has taken a considerable toll. I'm exhausted, but it will be worth it. The Sanctuary will save so many lives and give us all a chance to work in peace.
Ebb and swell of Magicka. How I missed this. We've done it. We're finally ready to take back my island. I'll use the combined powers of the books and wrench the Isle back to Tamriel. Sheogorath has lost, Adept. We're almost there. It's a lush place, gorgeous and vibrant. We have guild members poised across Tamriel, ready to join us there. It will be the perfect place for the guild to study in peace. It will be glorious. I know. She's very tired, even worse than before. But she's done masterful work in translating these books. And I'm sure she'll be an asset once we reach the island. She'll have plenty of time to rest soon enough. I suppose she has been garbling her words a bit. I just assumed that it was due to mortal frailty. I sometimes forget how fragile you are. We will watch over her together, my friend. I believe so. I'm sure you're as sick of the Mad God's games as I am. Now come, I will perform the ritual and open a portal to our new home. Tomes, attend me! Now, I reclaim what was taken from me. I, Vea, hear my call! Something is wrong. I sense. Adept, the lost, follow me!
Shalador seems very upset.
Damn me for a fool! Why did I trust that madman? What do I mean? Look at this place! The island is... There's a grand hall in the center of the island. We'll be able to survey the situation better.
reaches, Daedra. I'd have the chance to study one of those up close. Spotted another way varieties of Daedra is wrong.
This is not what we agreed to, mad god. Leave this place!
Careful, mage! Remember who you're talking to. Our mortal friend has arrived! Be quiet now, shall he? Adults talking. Ah, good! You and I can have reasonable conversations. Shalador's just too old and crotchety for me. Do you know, funny thing about deals. They're really the sorts of things you should get in writing. I said if you completed the trials, you could find the island. The portals to deepest oblivion scattered here and there. A sort of bonus. If you want to see it that way, sure. It's another trial. I'm sure you and Velas... Oh, hello, dearie. I'm sure you'll have no problems closing the portals. Honestly, I'm surprised the Mistress of Incunabular didn't see this coming. No reason at all? What are you implying? That my choice to curse the books was a calculated move? That crazy old Sheogorath knew there were only a handful of people in the guild that could do the work she did? Oh. Madness. Oh, I'm sure you'll figure it out. You outwitted daffy old Sheogorath, right? Anyway, pull the crystals to close the portal.
Damn it! What was I thinking? Attack. Wait, Adept. You're not making sense. What do you mean? Then, the curse was meant to put the books in front of the lost. She'll be with you. She'll be fine for the moment. Sheogorath left a powerful ward on this building. Go. Close the portals. I will see this done.
Tired of the fighting. Why can't we all just talk?
these things? Any light or hope? So many, so much pain and anger and death.
Move to flank!
Can we ever truly be free of war? I can do this. Was exhausting. No more, Daedra, all right? Just keep coming. Haven't we killed them all yet? Did you hear it? It said my name.
They're all closed? Good.
Have you always been like this? I could have sworn you were taller before.
Thanks to you, the island is ours. Now you'll just need to claim. I've put a crack in his ward, but no more. The Mad God's power is formidable, even here. I feared the Mad God may have gotten the better of us, but perhaps something can be done. You can do this, Adept. You've proven yourself that you're up to this. Good luck.
I can hear him. I'm coming, Uncle Shale. How did the butterflies get inside my head?
Ah, my favorite mortal. Shalador finally figured out how to let you in. You're here to kick me out, I know. But you know, fighting isn't really my thing. Haskell?
Very good, sir. Have at you, Adept. We will now face each other in honorable combat. On your guard.
Going to relinquish the island to us or not?
All right, settle down. I'll just gather me things and go. Belast? Dearie, why don't you come over here?
Uncle Sheo, are we going somewhere?
Yes, little one. You're coming with me. Home to the Shivering Isles. Won't that be nice?
Mad God, stay back! The lost isn't yours to take!
Isn't she, though? I can see it on her face. I can smell it in the air. She's crazy! Mad! A lunatic! All that time with Uncle Shio's stories, and she's got the urge to visit the Isles! My Shivering Isles!
I do. I want to go with Uncle Sheo. He's got the butterflies. I love butterflies.
This is a conundrum. A riddle. A choice. I tell you what, mortal. Why don't we let you decide? Should Velas stay, or come with me to the dear old Isles? In fact, let's sweeten the deal. You decide she stays, I'll cure her. That's right. Uncle Sheo will make her sane again. Boring old Velast, whose only friends are books. Oh, dear.
And if the Adept decides she goes with you?
Well, as it happens, I have one more book here. I give it to you in exchange for Velast. It's called the Folium Discognitum.
Sheogorath, you bastard! You'd throw the folium back in my face after all these years!
Wrote it myself. It's a delightful little artifact. It imbues the reader with the knowledge of madmen. It's very powerful. Worth, 4 or 5 of those sky shard things you adventurers are always looking for. So, Velas stays and I cure her. Or, she goes with me and you, my little mortal, become much more powerful. Your choice.
Adept, you cannot listen to this offer. This is the exact same offer Life for an archmage is measured in decades, not years. The rituals I performed extended my life. I began work on a powerful artifact, a key to the inner workings of life itself. Glamouril. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, I reached a critical juncture where even my knowledge and power failed me. I needed more. Yes, I'd read all of the Accords of Madness. I knew the lessons of King Lyrandir, Leopold Arseno, Darius Shano.
Uncle Sheo wants to take me to the Shivering Isles. So wonderful.
The butterflies, they'll be... But Uncle Sheo, he will keep me warm and he will keep me safe and I'll have so many friends to play with. Books are my... Adept, if I stay, I don't know if... But perhaps with him I'll be happy. Happy like the butterflies. They flap, flap their wings.
Admit it, you're surprised, aren't you? Of course. What can I? No catch, mortal. Not this time. Look, no matter what choice you make, Shalador's always going to know I got inside. Well, see, if you sit a madman down and listen to him ramble, he'll sometimes spout the most brilliant insights. I don't know. Aye, and there's some right insightful insights there. You read through my thoughts. You've got it. No strings, no lingering magical afflictions, no nightmare beasties haunting her. Oh, I'll be honest, mortal, I haven't had this much fun in years! Your struggle to collect the books, getting to poke Shaladar with a stick. Oh. Do you remember the time I had you close all those portals on Ivea? Ah, good times. Right! A mortal making a decision! Free will and agency! Now then, does the last stay become sane again and live her life out here? Or does she go with me and you receive the power of the Folium Discognitum? Which will it be? I knew you wouldn't take the book! Could see it in your eye. The mortals decided to let the last stay. So, this is where I say my goodbyes. Mortal, nice working with you. Shalador, never change. The last, sorry dear, say goodbye to the little dreamling. The Prince of Madness doesn't stay where he's not wanted! Except when he does. But in this case, he doesn't. Until next time, magelings!
It's like a fog has lifted from inside my mind. Adept, I don't know what to say. You've saved me from a fate worse than death.
Lost. Are you?
Yes, I'm all right, Shalador. I'm myself again. Don't worry, Adept. I'll be fine soon enough. Now that you've restored my mind, I just need some rest. You've passed the challenges of the Mad God, restored me to sanity, and reclaimed this sanctuary for the Mages Guild. Somehow my thanks seem small in comparison, but you have them. Thank you, Adept, for all you've done.
I can't stay in here, Adept. Let us speak some more outside.
Come here, Adept. I have something for you.
Don't worry, Adept. I'll be fine.
Adept, you've done so much for the Guild. I couldn't let you leave without a final gift. This old Archmage has a spell he's been saving just for you. During my time on Tamriel, I developed a very useful spell. A memory charm of sorts. Rather than wasting my time puttering around in libraries trying to find a book, the spell allows me to recall it instantly. If you'll allow me. Just need a moment to prepare. This spell has proven very handy. Once saved my life when I came up against a rhyming spirit. She demanded every answer to her questions be answered with a couplet. There we go. I'm ready. Call it Shalador's Library of the Mind. Ha! Shores, bones, I can't thank you enough. In time, the body you and Velast have formed for me will fade. But with this charm, you'll never forget our trials together. I take comfort in that. Are you ready? Then accept the gift of eidetic memory. Remember now every tome, every book, every scrap of paper you have ever read. And remember, too, the tale of Ivaeus' return to Tamriel, and the story of the adept who made it happen. Don't be a stranger, adept. Ivaea is another home for you now, as it is for every mage in Tamriel.
Don't worry, Adept.
Good luck, my friend. Wherever you're traveling.
Stars above, Ivaea is a high elven dream. Look around you, Adept. My people...
May your scales be slick with knowledge.
I could use a blast of Kain's icy breath right about now, eh, Adept?
Upon my honor, Ivea certainly is grand.
Heavy bags way down.
And what, my good?
I love this place. I can...
After living deep in the Valiant...
Being here is quite invigorating, Adept. A Greenspeaker is a mage who has dedicated her life to what...
Keep your Greenspeaker happy, Adept. They will serve you well.
Here, you can see the third law of arcane pyrodynamics in action class. Do not treat these concepts lightly. Now, I know some of you are wondering why I ban necromancy in my classroom. Trust me, the smell alone is worth steering. Don't let this theory of non-conjoined thaumaturgic vectors throw you. It's really quite simple. I call this Shalador's legacy. The great man himself was the pioneer of this technique. The system of inter-evocative hermetic harmonic resonance we still use today was first developed during the construction of the Crystal Tower. Never, I repeat, never attempt to draw magicka from the environment like this in the field. Disaster will be your only reward. Never, I repeat, never attempt to draw magicka from the environment like this in the field. Disaster will be your only reward. Don't let this theory of non-conjoined thaumaturgic vectors throw you. It's really quite simple. I call this Shalador's legacy. The great man himself was the pioneer of this technique. The system of inter-evocative hermetic harmonic resonance we still use today was first developed during the construction of the Crystal Tower. Here, you can see the third law of arcane pyrodynamics in action, class. Do not treat these concepts lightly. Now, I know some of you are wondering why I ban necromancy in my classroom. Trust me, the smell alone is worth steering clear. Don't let this theory of non-conjoined thaumaturgic vectors throw you. It's really quite simple. I've got what you need.
I've got all manner of guild goods here. Bit of a forward question, isn't that? Yes, yes, I'm a spirit pulled from...
Good luck, my friend. Wherever you're...
Health and welcome to Ivea. Lock and clear roads, Adept. So, you caught that captain who set the goblins on Cumberland's watch. Nice work.